Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast, episode 319. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Brian. What's up, Brian?
Hello, everyone.
What's up, Chris, our newest member to the Real Whovians?
Hello.
What's up, Mike D?
Hello.
What's up, Tim?
What's up?
I'm going to start off with the news that I heard, okay, that just broke, that Matt Smith had met up with Moffat just recently at this expo, saying that he has some free time and he would love to come back to Doctor Who to film something. Now, this dialogue kept going on, where Moffat, I guess, said that he didn't have anything where he could put him in, and then he said, "Well, what about are you doing something for the 10th anniversary?" So supposedly, if there wasn't a plan before, there is going to be a 10th anniversary special, and Matt Smith, if they do it, is definitely a lock to do it. Okay, which would mean that that's less than 11 months away, because I think it has to be released in April of 2015 in order for it to meet with the 10th anniversary. So, and that's not all. Supposedly, the rumor is, now this is a rumor, that if they do Matt Smith and Capaldi, they may get Peter Davison, they may get McGann, and if David Tennant's available, they may get him too, to do some big 10th anniversary special. Now, what do you guys think? And I'll go with Tim.
You know, if you really want to come back, why'd you quit, bro? Everybody wanted you for another year. So.
Yeah, I was thinking, isn't that too soon? Like April? Yeah. I mean, come on,
I mean, I'm just saying, okay, everybody expected him to do another season. Then it was just all of a sudden a surprise in June that, oh, by the way, he's leaving. And so, I mean, yeah, I can understand that the guy was on the fence, you know, and probably didn't know what to do, and probably was looking at all that Hollywood money and thinking, oh, I'm going to get into that. But I mean, I don't know. I think he should have done another season.
He should have done another season.
Yeah, and now, I mean, it just seems kind of wishy-washy that he's saying, you know, I'll come back for a special. Of course he'll come back for a special. But again, with actors,
he actually wanted to be in that they're filming now, and he couldn't. Like, they couldn't change the script to put him on.
That wouldn't be fair. I mean, he's the last Doctor. You're not going to bring him back for the new Doctor's first season.
Well, he asked Moffat.
No, but...
Yeah, but in a way, that looks tackier on his part to do that, honestly.
Well, look, his argument is that he really misses it. He's not going to be back full-time or even part-time. Yeah. But he misses it terribly, and he would love to do it any time that they wanted him to be the Doctor. He would appear in it.
Well, great. Let's wait, like Tim said. Let's wait a little while. It's like, geez, dude.
I mean, Capaldi get a season under his belt, you know?
Yeah.
Well, there is another rumor going around that he may appear full episode.
What?
If Moffat bit towards the finale, like Matt Smith. That's just a rumor. That's just a rumor.
Look, all the scripts are in the can already. They already know what they're doing. It's already planned out.
Well, yeah, unless of course,
they're already on tight schedule. I mean,
there is a room for change, because if Capaldi was going to leave, they would have had to alter the script. So they do have some leg room with certain things.
No, well, yeah, they have leg room. The only leg room I can see them doing is maybe cutting the season back to maybe 10 episodes just to give Capaldi a break, because he is an older actor. But on the other hand, if he's contracted to appear in so many episodes, then that's the way business is. So he's not going to...
This may be a good thing, because if the way to hold on to Capaldi is to do episodes with Matt Smith...
No, they would never do that.
Well, listen...
It's the same reason. It's the same reason you can't do a McGann mini-season like all those McGann fangirls wanted him to do. Once they took that catnip, also known as Night of the Doctor, and it just got them all excited, and they were expecting Moffat to run two different shows at the same time.
Moffat could do just about anything, and not care what anybody thinks.
That would be a mistake. That would be an absolute mistake having Matt Smith back.
Well, I did see Matt Smith's trailer of his new movie, and I gotta say, it's actually the biggest pile of crap I've ever seen. This teaser trailer for this movie that he's in.
What is it?
Which one?
Lost River, which was How to Catch a Monster, but now they call it Lost River.
Oh.
I'm not saying he's crapping it. I'm just saying the trailer's terrible. So, based on that, he's not going to get roles with that one. I mean, he's going to get
We don't know
terminated.
that. You can't judge a movie by its trailer.
No, you can't. You're true.
We talked about that yesterday.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
did.
learned that from Godzilla, right?
Yeah. Now, Chris, what do you think?
I just don't understand why, if he left, why all of a sudden is he saying, "Oh well, I kind of want to come back now." To me, that's kind of like he left with an idea of what it was going to be like after he left in mind, and
Right.
it's kind of not working out the way he thought, and now he's like, "Oh well, I could always go back there because people loved me there."
And not really. It's not that way. In fact, if you remember when he first left,
Yeah.
he actually said it on the panel, "I think I made a mistake." Now, he was
I
joking
see,
around.
I thought he was joking. Yeah, I thought he was joking.
No, he was.
But
then he did another one where he made comments, and Jenna Louise Coleman kind of scolded him a little bit, saying, you dumped me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, so he keeps going. But here's the problem. He keeps going at it. They keep talking about it, and every time they're talking about it, he keeps saying, he should have stayed. He should have stayed. So he's kind of making himself look
No,
really
he's not.
bad.
No, it's not that. He's a young man. He's a young actor, and he probably feels like he made a mistake. And I mean, Tennant, also hemmed and hawed around for a while before he was sure what he wanted to do, because he's like, you know what, I like this. It's steady work, but is it time for me to move on? And that's pretty much, I'm guessing, what Smith thought at the same time after doing.
Listen, I would never. I want to see Capaldi right now, and I'm really looking forward to that.
It wouldn't be fair. I mean, to overshadow the new guy with the old guy. I mean, if you're talking about a 10th anniversary special and you get multiple doctors in there, yeah, why not? I still don't see that happening. It's not realistic.
But they already are overshadowing. Because Matt Smith's voice is in the first episode.
No, but that's just
talking to Clara.
We haven't seen it yet, so we can't judge it. We haven't seen it yet. We don't know.
No, we haven't. True, but they've never done anything like that before.
Isn't that like before he regenerated into Capaldi?
Yeah.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that's never been done before, where they've had the new doctor with the old doctor, whether it be a voice or something like that.
Well,
like it hasn't been done.
In a way, they did it in Castrovalva and Logopolis. Like a continuation at the very beginning. They had like a mini beginning to that.
Plus,
just if I may continue real quick, but
Go ahead.
I was going to add to that. As far as Logopolis and Castrovalva too, I mean, think about like if Tom Baker, the first season into Davison's era, Tom Baker's like, oh, I want to show up, crowbar me in a scene somewhere. It's like we need to be moving forward, not looking back at these people.
Well, in that case, they kind of effectively pushed Tom Baker out the door in a way. I mean,
yeah.
See, but this is Moffat's in a difficult position because he's really good friends with Matt Smith, but he can't. He may bend.
No, he won't. He won't. He knows what's best for the show. That's what he always does.
I'm with Tim I agree with Tim there. I think that if Moffat is, I think he's pretty good with being a showrunner right now. I think he knows what works for the show, and I think he knows having Matt Smith be there for Capaldi's first season, or even the 10th anniversary, that might make fans who are unwilling to let Matt Smith go be like, look, see, we were right, and now I don't want to watch anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, think of it like a relationship. It's like, if you're dumping somebody after being with them a while, moving to the next person, while you still kind of got one hand on that that piece behind you of history, you're not really moving ahead.
Correct. But he is a lock. He's going to be in the 10th anniversary.
That's if they do that. I still don't think that's very likely.
I think it's likely.
For one thing, they're not even going to be on their 10th season. Again, we're going to be on maybe season 9. That's if they follow the schedule they did this year.
Maybe that is why we lost an episode.
We lost a season.
Well, yes, but maybe that's why this year we lost an episode to carry over into next year for the 10th anniversary special. That's the budget.
I don't think so. I don't even think they're looking at that realistically, because they came across they spent all that effort on the 50th anniversary, which was a big deal. I don't think they're going to look at it like, oh, well, let's do it again with the 10th anniversary of the show, even though we're only in season 8.
I actually think that the 10th anniversary would be a bigger deal. I think they would make it a bigger deal.
I don't. 50th? Bigger than the 50th?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think they would. I think they would have a massive storyline. I think Russell T Davis may be a part of it, and I think that it would have to do with some big, huge villain that the Doctor would have to fate. Maybe Omega would come back.
What do you
Madame Bavarian, right?
Moffat said that she's coming. Well, she can come back. He said.
What do you mean that we lost an episode?
This season, we're going to lose one episode. We're not going to have 14.
Is that confirmed? Is that confirmed?
Yeah, so far it's been confirmed.
Because there's all these silly rumors going around about two-parters and whatnot, and I think they proved in season 6 that two-parters really aren't always a good idea, and the people that are clamoring for them.
Look when we had the 3-parter. When we had.
No, sometimes, but it depends on the story. And they experimented in season 6, and the two-parter, the actual two-parter they had, isn't very good. It's the two-parter about the gangers, and it's that could have been done in one episode easily.
Yeah, but Moffat didn't write it.
No, but my point is that the other experiments they did was like, instead of making the season finale a two-parter, they just tacked on a 5-minute ending to the previous episode, which was closing time, and as an intro to the next episode, which was the season finale, the Wedding of River Song. I mean, that worked better in a lot of ways. I mean, you didn't have to have 2 parts.
Wasn't the Silurian episode, wasn't that a 2-parter also?
Well, that was in season 5, yeah.
Yeah, I mean earlier, obviously, but
yeah. Well, my point was in season 6 they experimented. Like, in other words, the other 2-parter would have been the mid-season finale because they took a break, and then Let's Kill Hitler, which was a mid-season premiere. So in other words, that is a 2-parter effectively, but it's split and it's made that way to where you have a finale and a premiere. In other words, they experimented in that season.
Yeah, but we haven't seen it. Well, there was a Moffat 2-parter. The last Moffat 2-parter was Silence in the Library, right? I don't know, Time of Angels.
Time of Angels, probably.
Time of Angels. I think we will see a 2-parter finale with Moffat.
We could. My point is that all those people clamoring for 2-parters don't really. They're just whining because they're not getting.
I want a 2-parter, but I don't want a 2-parter. Give it to any schmo. I want Moffat to do it.
That's if it's necessary. That's my point. Is if it's necessary, that's fine. I mean, season 7 was a bunch of 1-parters.
Okay,
in my opinion.
I got a question. Why don't they bring Terry Nation in to do a story?
Because he's old.
Well, who gives a crap about that? He's an old guy.
Terry Nation?
Yeah.
Terry Nation?
Or not Terry Nation. I meant. That was my bad. That's an embarrassing faux pas on my end. Terry Nation. I meant. Damn it. Who's the?
Terrence Dix.
Yes, that's who I'm thinking of. Thank you.
It's a different game now. It really is. Television isn't the way it was when he was doing it, and that's the truth. I mean, it really is a whole different thing. I mean, if they wanted to, they could ask him for some ideas or something, but he pretty much writes the same story over and over again.
Well, they've had like Stephen King do stuff lately, and he's an old guy, so I mean, it's kind of like bring Terry Nation on. Who knows? I mean,
What do you think, Chris?
Terrence Dix, damn. I'm stuck on Terry Nation for some reason today.
I might be really late to the party, but whatever happened to Peter Jackson writing an episode?
That's still going to happen.
Really?
Yes.
That interests me because I think that could be really, really epic. But
I think that, believe it or not, we know that Neil Gaiman's coming back for Series 9.
Good.
And Peter Jackson's supposedly Series 9. So I'm very excited about Series 9. And that's also the year for the anniversary. So
I just want to see the direction that Capaldi's Doctor goes in, because I'm really interested to see how this Doctor develops out of his own story. I mean, we've seen kind of the same, not the same character out of David Tennant and Matt Smith, but they were. I thought they were similar in ways. I mean, they had their own defining traits, definitely, but
they were both young men.
Yeah, I want to see Capaldi be like an older Doctor. Obviously, he's an older Doctor, but I want to see him be more serious.
I think he's like 1,996 or something like that.
I kind of want to see him be like they're describing him as like a more serious character, because not that I didn't like David Tennant and Matt Smith. I like the Doctors when they're, how do I put it? I was interested in John Hurt's Doctor because he seemed like the type of character that I like for the Doctor. But I think Capaldi's Doctor is going to be really good in his own way.
Now, why don't you go and tell the viewers what was your first episode of Doctor Who? When did you start, and who's your favorite doctors and villains and companions, and go through that?
I don't really have a lot of experience with the classic series. I've seen a few episodes here and there, but that was a while ago. My first experience with it was, I actually remember it very vividly. It was in 2010, and well, actually, no, it was way before that. I had seen a commercial for the rebooted series a long time ago, and there was a commercial with, I think it was Dalek Sec. Was he the black covered Dalek? The one that had the black armor. I saw a commercial for that, and I had no idea what it was, but it always interested me, and I said, I got to find out what that was. And then a few years later, in 2010, my family switched to Verizon Fios, and we got BBC America. And one night, I was off from school, and they were having a marathon. And the first episode I saw was with David Tennant when he's on the moon with Martha and the Jadoon.
Yes.
So I watched that. And then I think it was around New Year's because they had a marathon on, and I watched, in like one day, I watched almost all of Matt Smith. I think he only had one season at the time. I think this was in like 2011 or so.
Yeah.
And I watched all of that, and I really liked it. So I went back to the earliest I could find, and it was the movie with the Eighth Doctor. And at the time, that's as far back as I had gone, and I've just been keeping up with it ever since. But
Nice.
I really want to watch more of the classic series because it seems really interesting.
We could help you with that.
Okay, good. Good, because I'm really interested in Omega. Like, I've done my research on him, but I've never got to see any episodes with him. I know he was only in the 5 Doctors and a few other ones.
No, Omega was in the 3 Doctor episode, and he was also in
Arc of Infinity.
Arc of Infinity, yes.
So who's your favorite Doctor?
Right now, I would probably have to say Christopher Eccleston.
Cool.
I liked his character. I liked the way he portrayed it, and he's not one of my favorite actors, but I like anything he's in, really. I mean, I just happen to like the movies he's in.
Now, what was your next favorite?
Probably Paul McGann.
Wow, based on the movie.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tennant or Smith? Who better?
I have to say, honestly, I like Matt Smith better.
Oh, now you're going to get banned from the
No. I like Matt Smith. What are you talking about? I was inches away from shaking his
But
head.
it's definitely only slightly more than David Tennant, because I have to say, even though I like Matt Smith a little bit more, whenever I think of the Doctor, I think of David Tennant.
There you go.
He defined the character.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to any of the other actors who portrayed him. I mean, great.
It sounds like Chris likes the Doctors who have like a little bit more. They're not quite as like flamboyant as Matt Smith or David Tennant. That like energy going all over the place with the way that they perform. It seems like because Eccleston he kind of got that way just slightly, but he was a bit more of a serious Doctor, and like the War Doctor and. Pertwee was like.
We gotta get you
probably more like Capaldi.
Yeah, we gotta get you the John Pertwee, especially the Master. We gotta get you to see Robert Delgado as the Master.
Me too, because I still have those episodes
yet. Yeah, you too. You too. What about your favorite villains? Have you seen?
I've only seen John Sim.
I knew you were going to say that.
As the Master. I like the Master. I like the Daleks, and honestly, I don't know why, but I have a favorite Dalek, honestly. I don't know if it's because Dalek Sec was the first Dalek I saw, but I don't know, there was something about that Dalek that he seemed different from the other ones before he becomes the half-human Dalek. I still like
they were the cult of Skaro. There was the 4 Daleks were different than the rest of the Daleks. They were thinking for themselves. So
yeah, I like the Master, but I really don't have like a favorite villain. But I have to say, if I had to choose, it'd probably be the Master.
Now, is there any villains you can't stand?
Hold on 1 second.
What about you, Brian?
Sorry about that.
I don't know.
All right, Chris, can I go back to
But now I have to go. It's
you later, bro.
11
Well,
o'clock.
he can finish. He can finish.
Peace, guys.
See you, man.
Later, bro.
Okay. Any villains I don't like?
Yeah. Not really, right?
I didn't like. I have a character that I'm not too fond of, but they're not really a villain. I mean,
Sokolov.
I
Sokolov.
don't know. I thought that episode was funny, honestly, but
Wow.
but I didn't take it seriously at all. But I don't think it was meant to be taken seriously.
Exactly.
But I didn't. I mean, the church kind of. I never took them as like whenever they would show up, I was like, okay, let's get another villain in here.
Well,
but
he kind of put them out of order.
yeah,
He put them out of order, timeline-wise. Like, when you saw them with River, it was way after, which we haven't even seen at that point yet.
yeah. River's the character I was talking about. I don't hate River, but I think it's a little too much. I mean, I didn't like how the whole time she was like. It seemed like she was always outdoing the Doctor. That's okay every now and then, but I always felt like they were focusing a little too much on her. But I know like the storyline.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I know the storyline was about her, and I definitely understand
Well,
that.
it remains to be seen if they're actually done with River, though, because you might see a whole different River with Capaldi.
I don't think they are.
I don't think. Are you saying that you don't think they're done with her, or you don't?
No,
think
I don't think they're done with her. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think
so.
she's going to be part of the Capaldi thing, and that may be her Doctor. She might have felt that way with Smith because she was talking to basically a teenager.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was in her mind. You know, I'm dealing with this young person now. Mm-hmm. When her Doctor is actually this guy could be. I don't know. We could be totally wrong. She could be gone for good. We don't know.
Well, she tells Tennant in Silence in the Library, like, you're so young. So
yeah.
Capaldi being an older gentleman, then that would fit in perfectly.
But she knew she said she saw his faces, so I don't know. I kind of feel that she saw Tennant already in another adventure, but
well, could be, but it would have to be one where he actually knew her because he didn't know her in that one.
Right.
Well, I've got a serious question. Where the hell are the missing episodes at? Because I'm ready to see some more.
That's just, what did he say? Stay tuned?
I would say July announcement.
That's if they have any at this point. At this point, nobody's ready to say that they've got anything.
They have something.
How many missing episodes have they supposedly found?
We don't know yet.
Well, there's a big rumor that they call the Omni rumor that they found all but one.
Wow.
Which, plus, I heard some interesting news though from the DVD North American website was that they were animating the 2 missing episodes of The Underwater Menace, but they've canceled that.
So they found them.
No, not necessarily. What he says on his side is that they're just going to release it with the other 2 episodes done in the format they use for the Web of Fear, was just like a, what do you call it, telesnaps thingy. But on the other hand, he might not be getting all the news that he needs to get, and it could be that those are actually part of the ones that were found. So maybe they're just gonna, in other words, he said they've canceled all animations. So that means
good news.
Maybe they've found. No, I like the idea of animating missing episodes.
No, I mean it's good news that maybe they actually have them.
Yeah, maybe they actually have some. And you still got that persistent rumor that Marco Polo was one of the ones that was found last year, or that they talked about last year, and then they for whatever reason they didn't release it.
Right.
Again, that's the stretch. I mean, it is what it is. It's all rumors. Nobody knows anything except the people involved, and they're not going to say anything until, because they learned last year, in October,
right.
Hey, if we just throw this thing out there on iTunes, it sells.
Right.
So I mean, 'cause they made a lot of money. They were the number 1 and number 2 video on iTunes, weren't they?
Yeah.
Which is odd for for a 50-year-old TV show.
Now, Chris, what is your favorite companion? Who's your favorite companion?
Well, I've only kind of seen her in the episode with Tennant, but Sarah Jane seems pretty I mean, she seems pretty interesting to me. I don't really, I don't dislike any of the new companions. It's just, if I had to pick from the new series, I would say Rose.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for a little, I have to admit, I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I was after a few seasons, I wasn't really into Amy and Rory. After a
That's
while,
not really. You won't really get flack from that. I mean, that's. What about Clara? You don't like Clara?
oh, I like Clara. I'd say that I just like Rose a little bit better.
Okay, that's cool. Now you saw the 50th, right? You like the 50th?
I did. I like the 50th. I didn't again. I didn't really see much point in having the Zygons in there, but
Yeah, I didn't either, but
I mean, it did. I mean, it made the story go, just not the way I thought it would have gone.
they will be back according to Moffat.
Yeah, isn't Moffat a fan of them? Like,
Yeah.
he like them?
He will give them justice supposedly soon, whether that be this year or next year.
Well, we got to have Chris weigh in on the big controversial question: is the Master evil or just misunderstood?
Yeah, that's funny. Well, actually, are you a Walking Dead fan?
Yes.
So then you'll be on the Walking Dead podcast. So
Right.
Real Walking Cast. We got another member. Here we go. Very good. All right. So I think that's it, guys, because I got to go to sleep. I got to get up early tomorrow. So thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you. You're welcome to join us on the Real Walking Cast. We'll probably do it next week, I think.
Okay.
All right. Mike T, thank you. And Tim.
All right.
Good night, Brian, wherever you are. Take care. Bye for now.